Two types of quiz show pressure coming up. Weakest link style in half an hour on BBC Two after the Nowhere to Run spotlight of a classic Mastermind.
In the spotlight tonight is Tim Hall from London, a police constable, and his subject is the Battle of Gettysburg. Trevor Larder from Cranfield, a charity worker. His subject, Mario Lanza. Sheila Aldry from Devon, a retired lab technician, and her subject is Dante's Divine Comedy. And Stuart Martin from Dorset, an architect, and his subject, Sir Edwin Lutyens. Hello, I'm John Humphreys and welcome to Mastermind. 96 contenders are vying for the title of Mastermind this year, and tonight you'll see 4 of them showing us what they know, or at least what they can remember under pressure. 2 minutes is all they get for their specialist subject and 2 minutes for general knowledge. So let's have our first contender, please. And your name?
Tim Hall,
Your occupation?
Police Constable.
And your chosen subject?
The Battle of Gettysburg.
The Battle of Gettysburg in 2 minutes, starting now. Who was the commander of the Army of the Potomac at Gettysburg, having replaced General Hooker shortly before the battle?
General George Gordon Meade.
Yes, before events forced him to fight at Gettysburg, Meade had been prepared to fight on a line along which stream in Maryland?
Pipe Creek.
Correct. Which Confederate cavalry commander was regarded as the Army's eyes and ears, but failed to supply Robert E. Lee with information about the Union Army's movements prior to the battle?
General Jeb Stuart.
Correct. Henry Heth's Confederate division had advanced towards Gettysburg on the 1st of July 1863, having heard that a depot there held a much-needed supply of what?
Shoes.
Yes, what was the name of the rocky outcrop just west of Little Round Top at the lower end of the salient, created by General Daniel Sickles?
The Devil's Den.
Correct. Which senior Confederate general known as Old Pete argued against assaulting the Union position and delayed beginning his part of the battle?
General James Longstreet.
Correct. George Armstrong Custer commanded a cavalry brigade drawn from which state during the battle?
Michigan.
Yes, which Prussian-born Union officer was cut off from his men and spent most of the battle hiding in a Gettysburg outhouse?
General Steinwehr.
No, Schimmelpfennig. On the first day, General James J. Archer suffered what misfortune that is said to have never occurred to a general in Lee's army before?
He was captured.
He was. Which of Longstreet's spies informed Lee that the Federal Army had, in fact, already crossed the Potomac?
Harrison.
Correct. What name, taken from the commander of one of the divisions involved, is given to the massed infantry assault by the Confederates on the 3rd day?
Pickett's Charge.
Yes. Which regiment, under the leadership of Colonel Chamberlain, played the main part in holding Little Round Top?
The 20th Maine Volunteers.
Yes. Who commanded the Federal advance cavalry that began the fighting at Gettysburg when it encountered Henry Heth's division?
General John Buford.
Yes. What general name was given to a Solomon Meredith's brigade, which played a prominent part in the first day's fighting?
The Iron Brigade.
Yes. What reason did Meade give for his accurate prediction that Lee would attack his centre on the 3rd day?
Pass.
Which general died at the climax of Pickett's charge shortly after urging his fellow Virginians to give them the cold steel?
General Lewis Armistead.
Yes. What position did Brigadier General William Pendleton hold in the Army of Northern Virginia, although his role was mainly, I'll finish the question, was mainly in an advisory capacity?
Chief of Artillery.
Chief of Artillery is correct. 1 pass. The reason that Meade gave was that Lee had attacked both flanks before and failed. 1 pass. Tim Hall, 15 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. And your name?
Trevor Larder,
Your occupation?
charity worker.
And your chosen subject?
The life and career of Mario Lanza.
Mario Lanza in 2 minutes, starting now. Mario Lanza was given which names when he was born in 1921?
Alfredo Anello Cocozza.
Correct. Lanza gained a contract with which prestigious RCA classical record label during the Second World War?
Pass.
At which school was he enrolled to complete his high school education following an altercation with a teacher at Southern High?
Pass.
In 1942, which role did Lanza take in Otto Nicolai's The Merry Wives of Windsor at the Berkshire Music Festival in Tanglewood, Massachusetts?
Fenton.
Correct. Which song from the 1950 film The Toast of New Orleans was nominated for an Academy Award and became his first million-selling record?
Be My Love.
Correct. What was the name of the former voice teacher to Beniamino Gigli, who claimed to have waited 34 years for a voice like Lanza's?
Rosati.
Correct. After being auditioned by Peter Lind-Hayes, Lanza joined which touring revue in order to escape the drudgery of military service in Marford, Texas?
On the Beam.
Correct. On which radio show did he stand in for the singer Jan Pearce on a number of programmes between October 1945 and February 46?
Masters of Song.
Now, the Celanese Hour. Lanza's first meeting with which conductor, who was to become an important professional associate for the rest of his life, was in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania in April 1947?
Konstantin Kalinikos.
Correct. What was the name of the character that he played in That Midnight Kiss, which was his first film for Louis B. Mayer?
Johnny Donetti.
Yes. Without the knowledge of his parents, Lanza married Betty Hicks at which city hall in April 1945?
Chicago.
Beverly Hills. In order to prepare for his role in the film The Great Caruso, Lanza spent 6 weeks of rigorous physical training on whose ranch in Medford, Oregon?
Catherine Grayson.
Ginger Rogers. In July 1957, he was made an honorary citizen of which Italian city?
Naples.
Yes. Lanza was a member of which musical ensemble which toured the United States, Canada and Mexico in 1947 and 48?
Bel Canto Trio.
Correct. In which of his films does Lanza perform a series of impressions of Perry Como, Frankie Lane, Dean Martin and Louis Armstrong?
Arrivederci Roma. Seven Hills of Rome.
Yes. Before the Shower of Stars television show in 1954, he checked into which Pasadena sanatorium, I'll finish the question, in order to lose weight and curb his alcohol addiction?
Pass.
Well, I can tell you it's Las Encinas. You had 2 other passes. It was Lincoln Prep School that he was enrolled into, and Red Seal was the classical record label. 3 passes. Trevor Larder, 10 points. And our next contender, please. And your name?
Sheila Autry,
Your occupation?
retired lab technician.
And your chosen subject?
The Divine Comedy of Dante.
The Divine Comedy in 2 minutes starting now. The 3 parts of Dante's Divine Comedy, Inferno, Purgatorio and Paradiso, all end with which word?
The Stars.
Yes, in Purgatory there are how many cornices or narrow terraces between Peter's Gate and the earthly paradise?
9.
7. Dante completed the Paradiso in which city of the Romagna?
Ravenna.
Yes, what is inscribed 7 times on Dante's forehead by the angel who guards the gateway to Purgatory?
P.
Yes, which historical figure speaks without interruption for a whole canto of the comedy?
St. Bernard.
Justinian. On the 7th cornice of Purgatory, Guido Guinicelli draws Dante's attention to which poet whom he credits as a better craftsman of his mother tongue?
Arno.
Yes, Arno Daniel, whose release from Purgatory causes the mountain to tremble and the shades to call out Gloria in excelsis Deo?
Statius.
Correct. In Canto 26 of Inferno, who describes how he led his sailors to their deaths by urging them on in pursuit of new experience?
Ulysses.
Yes, the controversial Epistle to Cangron lists 4 levels of meaning in the comedy: literal, allegorical, moral, and what other?
Anagogical.
Correct. In Paradiso, which of Dante's ancestors tells him about the more virtuous Florence of the first half of the 12th century?
Cacciaguida.
Correct. In the Heaven of the Sun, St. Thomas Aquinas is reconciled with which of his great rivals who'd been charged with heresy?
St. Dominic.
Siger of Brabant. What notorious forgery, which was accepted as genuine in Dante's era, is attacked in Canto 19 of Inferno and in the tract De Monarchia?
The Donation of Constantine.
Correct. Who's the only character in the comedy to address Dante by name, thereby identifying him as the narrator?
Beatrice.
Yes, in the 2nd circle of hell, which lover laments that the bitterest woe of woes is to remember in our wretchedness old happy times?
Francesca de Rimini.
Correct. According to Beatrice and Dionysus, the Areopagite, the first triad of the angelic orders, consists of seraphim, cherubim, and which other group?
Thrones.
Yes, which Spanish-born Arab who made the commentary on Aristotle is placed in limbo by Dante?
Averroes.
Yes, which words are sung by the angel who summons, I'll finish the question, who summons Dante through the final wall of fire on Mount Purgatory?
Pass.
Well, I can tell you your time's up. Blessed are the pure in heart, or Beati Mundi Corde. That one pass, Sheila Autry, 13 points. And our final contender, please. And your name is?
Stuart Martin.
Your occupation?
I'm an architect.
And your chosen subject?
The life and work of Sir Edwin Lutyens.
Lutyens, in 2 minutes, starting now. Edwin Lutyens was named after which British painter and sculptor who was a friend of his father?
Landseer.
Correct. Where in London was his office, which also became his family home in 1897?
29 Bloomsbury Square.
Yes, Lutyens claimed that which artist and illustrator of children's books had steered him towards architecture while he was still a teenager?
Caldecott.
Correct. Lloyd George asked him to design what type of structure in Whitehall for the Victory Parade of July 1919, only for Lutyens to suggest that a cenotaph would be a better idea.
A catafalque.
Correct. Who was Lutyens' original business partner with whom he parted on bad terms?
Badcock.
Yes. What financial condition did Lutyens' future mother-in-law, Lady Lytton, insist upon before she agreed to him marrying her daughter?
Life insurance.
Yes, he had to insure his life for a large sum. In the late 1880s, he went on a walking tour of Shropshire and Wales with which fellow pupil of the architect Ernest George, and observed a style of timber work which he later used in his Surrey houses?
Herbert Baker.
Correct. What was the name of the Anglican church with a dominant spire which he designed for Hampstead Garden suburb?
St Jude's.
Yes. For whom did he build Castle Drogo in Devon, which, according to the National Trust, was the last castle to be built in England?
Julius Drew.
Yes. Which house in Ilkley was the first that Lutyens designed in a classical style that was a marked departure from his Surrey style?
Heathcote.
Yes. In 1912, which president of the RIBA selflessly recommended Lutyens for a commission which was to advise on the building of New Delhi, although he'd have liked the commission himself?
Blomfield.
Yes. From around 1916, which woman became a dominant influence in his life, as his own wife was often away pursuing her interest in theosophy?
Lady Sackville.
Correct. Of the possible sites for New Delhi, the one chosen by the committee of experts was near Malcha, but on which site was it eventually built?
Racina Hill.
Yes. Where was Lutyens' memorial to the British and South African missing at the Battle of the Somme finally built?
Thiepval.
Yes. What was the name of the Roman Catholic Archbishop of Liverpool who controversially invited Lutyens to build a cathedral in 1929, although his design was eventually not used?
Dr Downey.
Dr Downey it was. You got them all right. No passes. 15 points. So that's the end of the first round. Let's have a look at the scores. In fourth place with 10 points, Trevor Larder. Third place with 13 points, Sheila Altree. Joint first place, close contest this, with 15 points apiece, Tim Hall and Stuart Martin. So the general knowledge round now, and if there's a tie at the end of the round, then the number of passes get taken into account, which is why it's sometimes better to take an educated guess than to pass. So let's get on with it and ask Trevor Larder to join us again, please. Mary Olenza, who was an amazing performer and was the most popular singer, certainly of his time.
Oh, people don't realise now how big he was. I mean, Sinatra was nothing when Lanza was around. I mean, Sinatra said it made him swoon when he heard him sing. So, I mean...
He had a problem with his weight.
Oh, yeah. Don't we all? He did everything in excess. That was just the way he was. I mean, he wasn't very big. He was only 5'7½". But he could get up to 20-odd stone. Yeah. So he had a film coming. He had sort of 6 weeks to lose 8 stone.
Good God.
Or something of that order. So if he did that 3 or 4 times, it's hardly any wonder it virtually killed him. And the main film was Because You're Mine. And he didn't want to do it. He said it was junk. I think it was, actually, but there we are. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to be there. So he started the film 18, 19 stone, whatever he was, and he finished it 12 stone. But, of course, they filmed out a sequence. So he's this big in one film, one scene, and the next scene is this big. You think, what's going on? You've got about 8 different uniforms, you know. It's really funny.
You've got 10 points with him. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. 2 minutes, starting now. What did John Steed usually carry in the Avengers?
A brolly.
Yes. Which Turkish word meaning fate is used for the acceptance in Islam that God determines all things?
Inshallah.
Kismet, whose record Test cricket score of 364 made for England against Australia in 1938 was broken by Garfield Sobers 20 years later?
Wally Hammond.
Len Hutton. Upon which West Midland spa town did Queen Victoria confer the title Royal in 1838?
Pass.
Who was the last king of Lydia in the 6th century BC, renowned for his great wealth?
Croesus.
Yes. Which British tree, often planted on river banks to help prevent erosion, is suitable for charcoal making, was once used for making clogs?
Willow.
Alder. Which ship is featured on the back of the £10 note, first issued in November 2000?
Great Eastern.
Beagle. By what name is Schubert's Eighth Symphony generally known?
Pass.
In medieval legend, which princess falls in love with Tristan, who escorts her on her way to marry King Mark of Cornwall?
Isolde.
Yes. In which country is Africa's highest mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro, mainly situated?
Kenya.
Tanzania, whose first novel, Burmese Days, published in 1934, was based on the time he spent serving with the Indian Imperial Police?
George Orwell.
Correct. Which chess piece can only move diagonally?
Bishop.
Yes. Which city's opera house was designed by the Danish architect Jørn Utzon?
Milan.
Sydney. During the French Revolution, Louis Philippe renounced his titles and took the surname Égalité. What nickname was he given after he was elected King of France in 1830?
Pass.
A carioca is an inhabitant of which South American city?
Caracas.
Rio de Janeiro. By what name was the jazz cornetist Leon Beiderbecke better known?
Bix.
Yes. Who won a Best Actress Oscar for her role as Diana Scott, a ruthless model who sleeps her way to the top in the 1965 film Darling?
Pass.
Possibly the earliest known textile. I'll finish the question. Which fabric was being used in Egypt to wrap mummies in around 3200 BC?
Cotton.
No, it was linen. You had 4 passes. Julie Christie.
Julie Christie.
Yeah, was in Darling. The Citizen King is how Louis Philippe was known. The Eighth Symphony, Schubert's Eighth, is the unfinished, and Royal Leamington Spa.
Yeah.
Trevor Larder, 4 passes, total of 16 points.
Thank you.
And Sheila Altree, please. And I'm told, though I found it a bit improbable, it must be said, that you read Dante's Divine Comedy for fun.
Occasionally, yes.
Right. Now, tell us what's funny about hell.
Dante puts a lot of his friends and a lot of his enemies in there. For example, the ancient equivalent of spin doctors are plunged up to the neck, rather like the old joke, in what might be termed boiling excrement.
What a good idea.
Sounds
Yes.
excellent.
Could we bring this back, do you think?
We certainly have enough of the excrement about.
Well, and enough spin doctors as well.
Indeed.
Right, so that's one funny bit. Another one?
Again, corrupt politicians, barators, who sell offices. Does that ring a bell?
I'm prevented from commenting on this. Yes?
Quite so.
Go on.
They're under boiling pitch, where if they put their noses above water, pitch rather, they're torn to bits by devils.
Right. And you find this amusing as well, the idea? Uh-huh. Have you seen anybody about this condition of yours?
Well, no. My other alternative subject was horror films.
Right. You have 13 points. Going to be a close contest. Let's see how you do with general knowledge. 2 minutes starting now. Who said in a speech from 10 Downing Street after the Munich Agreement of 1938, "I believe it is peace for our time"?
Neville Chamberlain.
Yes. Whose narration links the voices heard in the television series Grumpy Old Men?
John Peel.
Geoffrey Palmer. The capital city of which Asian country was renamed Ulaanbaatar in 1924 in honour of the revolutionary leader who liberated his country from Chinese rule by calling in the Soviet army?
Mongolia.
Correct. Mary Wollstonecraft Godwin found fame as a writer in 1818 under her married name. What was it?
Shelley.
Yes. Which musical does the song On the Street Where You Live come from?
My Fair Lady.
Correct. Which imperial unit of length is equal to 0.3048 metres?
A yard.
A foot. What title derived from the Arabic for commander or ruler is given to the head of state in some Islamic countries?
Caliph.
Emir, named after a wood engraver and ornithologist born in 1753, which is the smallest of Britain's swans?
Buick.
Yes. Joan of Arc often signed herself Jehanne la Pucelle. What is the usual English translation of Pucelle?
The Maid.
Yes, maiden. In which fountain in Rome does Anita Ekberg frolic with Marcello Mastroianni in the film La Dolce Vita?
Trevi.
Yes. Who in the 1960s pioneered ready-to-wear haute couture through his Rive Gauche chain of shops?
Yves Saint Laurent.
Yes. What name was given to the so-called plot of 1678 in which Jesuits were supposedly planning to assassinate Charles II, replace him with his Catholic brother James, Duke of York?
The Popish Plot.
Yes. Which area of upland reaches its highest point at Dunkerry Beacon?
Exmoor.
Yes. Which Lennon and McCartney song refers to grandchildren called Vera, Chuck and Dave?
When you're 60, I'm 64.
Yes. Which Greek hero died from wearing a poisoned garment soaked in the blood of the centaur Nessus?
Heracles.
Correct. Which female tennis player achieved the Grand Slam of all 4 major singles titles in 1970?
Navratilova?
Margaret Court Smith. Which Florentine artist painted La Primavera, which has the English alternative title Allegory of Spring?
Botticelli.
Correct. Which food product, often associated with northern England, is judged at the Concours International du Meilleur Boudin, held annually in Normandy?
The Black Pudding Club?
Yes, according to their titles. What is the country of origin of the sets of dances composed by Brahms? I finished the question. And the rhapsodies composed by Liszt?
Hungary.
Yes, indeed it is. No passes. Sheila Autry, 28 points. And now Tim Hall, please. And you're a police constable and have been for, what, best part of 30 years?
That's correct.
And you will not be offended if I say you are an old-fashioned bobby.
I would not be offended. I would take that as a compliment.
Why?
Because I think it, for me, embodies a set of values and principles that perhaps aren't so readily apparent today.
What's gone wrong then?
I think we have, rather than tackle problems, we've given up on problems and we accommodate them rather than deal with them.
And when you say problems, you mean?
Drug problem, gun crime, a lot of the problems that are prevalent on the news today.
And what about all the form filling?
Well, yes, the paperwork has increased enormously. The capture of one villain could take at least 3 to 4 hours of paperwork. And that's half a shift.
Would you really want to go back to the old days when, and I know this did not apply to all police officers, of course, but there was a lot of corruption. We don't want to go back to that, do we?
No, we certainly don't want to repeat the malpractices of years ago. I mean, I have to say it, I didn't see a great deal of that. But I think rather than just reject the past, we need to perhaps re-examine what was good about it and think about reviving it.
Right, you have 15 points. The score to beat at the moment is 28. Let's see if you can do it with your general knowledge. 2 minutes starting now. In Indian cuisine, what name of Persian origin is given to the leavened bread, typically a teardrop shape, that's cooked in a clay oven?
Naan.
Yes, which Shakespearean character is said to have been modelled on Sir John Oldcastle, a Lollard leader executed in 1417?
Falstaff.
Yes, before decimalisation, what name was given to the British 2-shilling coin, which had been first minted in 1849?
Florin.
Yes, which inert gas has the chemical symbol Kr?
Pass.
Carpenter, plasterer, digger and cuckoo are subfamilies of which type of insects?
Termite.
Bees. In the Christian church, what name for a district under the pastoral care of a bishop comes from the Greek for to administer?
Diocese.
Yes. Who is the only man to have been world champion in both Formula One motor racing and 500cc motorcycling?
John Surtees.
Correct. What name for the formerly densely wooded area of Kent, Sussex and Surrey between the North and South Downs comes from the Anglo-Saxon for forest?
Third.
The Weald. What were traditionally made by a Wainwright?
Wheels.
Wagons. Who succeeded his father Henry III to the English throne in 1272?
Edward I.
Yes. Which 1962 Oscar-winning film starring Peter O'Toole had no women in a speaking role?
Lawrence of Arabia.
Correct. Later celebrated for his work with young people, who first gained public recognition for his defence of Mafeking when it was besieged during the Boer War?
Baden-Powell.
Correct. Which Scottish painter's work The Singing Butler, bought at auction for over £700,000 in 2004, had been rejected 12 years earlier by the Scottish Arts Council?
Landseer.
No, Vetriano. Which punk band had a top 10 hit in 1988 with a cover version of the Kinks' All Day and All of the Night?
The Clash.
The Stranglers. The word mammal is derived from the Latin word mammalis. What does this literally mean?
To have breasts.
Yes, of the breast. Which children's television programme ran from 1955 to 84 and featured a competition in which all contestants walked away with a pencil, later upgraded to a pen?
Crackerjack.
Yes. By what other name is the lapwing or green plover sometimes known because of its cry?
Peewit.
Yes. Who played the title role in the 1952 film Hans Christian Andersen?
Danny Kaye.
Danny Kaye is correct. You had one pass. KR, you'll kick yourself with this one, stands for Krypton. One pass. Tim Hall, 27 points. And Stuart Martin, finally, please. An architect yourself and, I assume, a fan of Lutyens?
Since I was very small, yeah.
Yeah. So why? What has he done that other architects hadn't done then?
I think he achieves a sort of total control over the proportions of everything and his use of materials is so exquisite. He's got a sort of sculptural sense for the appropriate use of material, which gives his buildings a sort of delicious sort of edibility, really.
Isn't all architecture, great architecture, a bit like that? I mean, they're not in the sense of being edible, but the proportion and the right materials and all that?
I think that's right. I think a lot of it is, but Lutyens also possessed a unique ability to invest his buildings with a very kind of human touch. I think a lot of great architecture is quite remote, and a lot of his great architecture is very warm.
What's he done that we would all recognise, or at least we would all know of?
You know, something that is quite universally known is his work at Delhi, I think, which is revered by a lot of people, and, you know, because of what it represents, is equally not liked very much by a quite separate other group of people.
Right, now, the crucial stage of the contest in a way. 15 points is the score you have, but 28 points is what you have to beat. Let's see if you can do it. 2 minutes, general knowledge, starting now. Which playwright, on being released from prison in 1897, went to live in France under the alias Sebastian Melmotte?
Oscar Wilde.
Yes. About whom was it said the king, who was admiral of the British fleet, is now a third mate on an American tramp after his marriage in 1937?
Edward VIII.
Yes. Originally called the Broadcaster, what was Leo Fender's revolutionary electric guitar later renamed?
Stratocaster.
The Telecaster. New York boasts 2 professional Major League Baseball teams. One is the New York Yankees. Which is the other?
Broncos.
The Mets. Serrano Han comes from which country?
Spain.
Yes. Who was the leader of the eventually successful 26th of July movement, named after the date of an attack on a Cuban army barracks in 1953?
Castro.
Yes. Which royal residence is overlooked by the hill called Arthur's Seat?
Holyrood House.
Yes. The album OK Computer topped the charts for which band in June 1997?
Radiohead.
Yes. What name did foreign critics give to the Paradschritt, or Parade March, of the Prussian army?
Pass.
An MP referred to as the Right Honourable is a member of which body?
The House of Commons.
The Privy Council. Which British actress played Dustin Hoffman's wife Amy in the film Straw Dogs?
Kate Blanchett.
Susan George. Which artist's work, number 5, 1948, was said to be the world's most expensive painting after David Geffen sold it privately for an estimated $140 million in November 2006?
Jackson Pollock.
Correct. Which member of a celebrated musical duo died of a heart attack in 1911, brought on by rescuing a young woman from drowning in a lake on his estate?
Sullivan.
Gilbert. Which acid was formerly known as oil of vitriol?
Pass.
What is the common name for the acute joint disease podagra, which was once thought to be caused by drinking?
Gout.
Yes. Captain Ernst Lindemann, who died on 27th of May 1941 when his vessel was sunk, was the commander of which battleship?
Hindenburg.
Close, the Bismarck.
Yes, of course it was.
You had 2 passes. That acid, formerly known as oil of vitriol, is sulfuric acid, and the Paradschritt is the goose step.
Thank you.
2 passes, Stuart Martin, 23 points. So, at the end of that contest, let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 16 points, Trevor Larder. In 3rd place with 23 points, Stuart Martin. 2nd place with 27 points, Tim Hall. In 1st place, she held on to a lead with 28 points, Sheila Aultry. Which means that Sheila Aultry goes through to the semi-finals. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
More quizzing next on BBC Two, working as a team this time, or so they say, on Weakest Link. And a Great British Menu at 2:15. It's decision day, and you really can cut the kitchen atmosphere with a knife.
Why do birds suddenly appear?
Don't love you.
Every time
Graham, is that you?
you are near,
Well, speak to me.
just like me, they long to be.
You're a damn good ventriloquist, Bob.
That's easy for you to say.
brand new sketch comedy from the Ginge, the Geordie and the Geek. Starts Sunday at 7:30 on BBC Two and BBC Two HD.